Hey, what's up, guys? Lane Boland here. In today's video, I want to share with you a framework that I've learned to evaluate my team and ensure that I have the best possible talent on my team at all times as a contractor. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lane Boland, founder of Remodel Commanders. We specialize in helping solo entrepreneur contractors build businesses that run on systems instead of their direct supervision so that they can scale to multiple millions, ideally 8 figures. So anyway, there's this book by a guy named Gino Wickman. It's called Traction. Also, he wrote another cool book called Rocket Fuel. But in Traction, he talks about 3 criteria to evaluate your team. You got GWC, get it, want it, capable. Well, actually, it's GWC2. So get it, want it, capable, and culture fit. So let's break this down. And the thing is, I look at my team weekly, and you have to look at these people that closely. I joke that in my 20s, Saturdays were for the boys. In my 40s, Saturdays are for contracts review, the bookkeeper, and evaluating the team. But anyway, so get it. In other words, do they understand the requirements of their role? Now, this isn't static, right? You have a job description, but as that role changes, you should be updating that job description. That's the only, that's only fair to your team member. Then want it. Are they properly motivated to perform their role? Is their motivation aligned with the purpose and the mission of your company? Right? Then capability. Do they have the technical competency to fulfill the requirements of their role that they understand? And then culture fit. In other words, do their values, every single one of them, align with your values? Right. And so, and this one is a huge red flag for me. If yeah, there is no, okay, so he aligns with most of my company's values. No, this is very black and white, 100%. If there is behavior that indicates that they are not 100% in alignment with your values, at least in my company, they're gone. And so that's why, and the thing is, I hold impossible standards. I have 3 values. We are allergic to mediocrity. We practice extreme ownership, and client results are the only KPI. In other words, that's the only thing we care about, client results. Right. So the thing is, I hold a very high standard, and I do not compromise on those 3 values. You can be anything else. I mean, as long as you're a moral person and you exude those 3 values, you're a culture fit with me. But and what's interesting, what I found with using that framework, what works best is, culture violations are immediately fireable offenses. Like, this is not up for debate. It's not open for discussion. Once that line's crossed, done. But with the other 4, get it, or sorry, 3, get it, want it, and capable, you owe it to your team. You also owe it to yourself to identify the fault, the default, and correct it, train it. And my thing is, as long as they're making progress towards achieving the standard, it is correct, it is right, it is best practice to extend them grace, right? Patience, I guess I should say, patience. But the moment that progress flatlines or worse regresses, that's another one of those red flags. It's not open up for debate. It's robotic. It's like, okay, done. Oh, right. So, and what I found to be the absolute hardest, and this gets all contractors, I fall victim to this, is you can have somebody who understands their role and is supremely motivated, and they're a culture fit, but their competency, their capability, the progress towards, let's say they're not fully technically proficient yet, and progress stops. It's not coming back, guys. Right? You're not going to teach a fish to climb a tree. You're not going to teach a chicken to fly. It's not going to work. And so in that scenario, that is the hardest call. And I'm telling you right now, you are actually doing that team member a service by helping them find a home away from your company, because your role is not right for them. Either the timing of it or the role itself is not right for them in their career. So the best thing you can do for their career and to protect your clients and to protect your business is to find them a home outside of your team. That is the hardest thing to do. And that is why we have to always be recruiting, because the scariest thing in the world to do is to let somebody go and not have a bench of candidates to extend an offer to, right? It is so hard to let a team member go because they're not a culture fit, and you have to, but let's say you don't have a potential replacement. That's going to create a disruption to your business, which also hurts your clients, and it also hurts the business. So you're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation there. So do yourself a favor, protect yourself from that. Always be recruiting. Even if you have no intention of hiring, you need to be evaluating candidates at least on a monthly basis. Because you never know. You can't control when Johnny the carpenter decides to down a fifth of tequila, beat his old lady, and steal a cop car. It's actually happened to me. You can't control when that happens. You can't even make that shit up. So you have to protect yourself. Your insurance is your recruiting. And so let's talk about recruiting. The problem I see, and this has got me too, is like, you'll hear that adage of hire for attitude, train for competency, or train for skill. Well, that assumes that you've got all your roles, all your processes documented, and documented a process for training. And you have the working capital to bring somebody on at full salary and wait for them to train to achieve full production capacity, right? And as small businesses, I've seen even 8-figure contractors not have the resources to pull that off, right? Workforce development, it sounds good. To quote my partner, Kyle Bridgen, sounds good, but we don't have the resources to pull it off. And you know who does are those billion-dollar general contractors like J.E. Dunn. Those guys have the resources to do workforce development. We don't as small businesses. So when we're recruiting, we need to find been there, done that. In other words, the thing you want them to do, they've already won the gold medal in that race. And here's the thing, posting a job ad, that's only going to bring people that are out of work. Do you really think an A player is out of work? Odds are no. The preponderance of instances I've ever seen. Yeah, A players are not looking for a job. A players get recruited, they don't apply, right? So that goes down to, so just posting an ad on Indeed, I mean, for subcontractors, I guess, for tradesmen, but for your critical positions, man, you are gambling. And so then that brings up, do you hire a recruiting agency? I have worked with several, and they all, to a person, have sucked, absolutely sucked. They don't know your company like you. They don't know your industry like you. And the fact of the matter is, they're compensated by putting a butt into a seat and selling you that it's the right butt, but they're not accountable. They're truly not accountable. I mean, sure, there's like a 90-day clawback, but the thing is, you're not going to know for the first 90 days that person's right anyway. And it's going to cost you even more time and resources to go recruit another. So you cannot tell me a recruiter is ever accountable. You need to be your own recruiter. And so what I have found to work best is to identify who your ideal is and where they're typically working, fire up LinkedIn and send them a message once a month. And that message would be, hey, if you're ever open to, I see you're rocking and rolling there at X company. If at any point you're looking to evolve or you're looking to take the next step in your career, I would love to have a conversation with you about potentially partnering here at my company. It's that simple, right? So anyway, I didn't mean to turn this into a recruiting video. I really just wanted to give you guys a framework for how to evaluate your talent and to give you a framework for making very tough calls about that talent. And the thing is, just like how we always need to be marketing to get leads, even if it's word of mouth, we still need to be out there looking for referrals, getting leads for new business. We need to do the exact same on the recruiting process. And so next week, I'm going to drop a video for you guys on how I personally like to recruit and a couple of the pitfalls to avoid. So anyway, guys, y'all take it easy. Happy Wednesday, and I'll see you Friday. Adios.